All right, we're live.
Welcome to the Whiskey Warehouse podcast, where we talk about sensual things like Jack Daniels as an example for today.
Yes, we are discussing Jack Daniels and why it is the most popular whiskey in the United States.
What was the topic, Nick? It was something about like the lost whiskey or something like that. Like the one
The
that
lost,
why does that's what it is. Yeah, it was why
yeah,
does like the most popular whiskey in the United States suck?
the most sold whiskey in America. Yeah, it's very underwhelming. That's what the title will be. But yeah, it just straight up sucks.
It does.
For
I
the
mean,
amount
at
of
least we get to
whiskey
like
they
take a dive
sell.
into it.
Right, yeah, we both have it on hand and we can compare notes and stuff. But I happen to have a list of the top 10 best-selling whiskeys in America. So,
Send it.
at number 10 is Johnny Walker Scotch. And these are all whiskey brands, not a particular bottle. Number 9 is
Okay.
Black Velvet Canadian Whiskey. Number 8 is Evan Williams. Number 7 is Seagram 7 Canadian Whiskey. 6 is Maker's Mark. 5 is Jameson. 4 is Jim Beam. 3 is Fireball, which is Canadian. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
No, I thought that it was bottled down in Frankfort, Kentucky. When we
Whoa.
read the label on it, it said it was Sazerac in Frankfort, Kentucky.
Huh. Well, the site I got this 2019 article from said it is Fireball Canadian Whiskey, so I don't know. Believe what you want to
Very
believe, I
interesting.
guess. Number 2 is Crown Royal, and then number 1 is Jack Daniels.
Okay. I'm not really surprised by any of those that are on the list, although I would have expected like Buffalo Trace to be on there. I can't be really surprised that they're not, because it's kind of hard to get.
Right, yeah, I don't think they make enough whiskey to like satisfy the, the want of it. Jack Daniels just pumps that shit out.
Yeah, they don't have a problem like
Well,
distribution for them.
except at their distillery, because they can't sell it there because it's a dry county.
Yeah, yeah,
That's kind of ironic.
I mean, I guess if you've been around since 1875, you kind of have a leg up on everybody. Yeah. When did Buffalo Trace open? We talked about this in the last podcast.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how true this is, but it says that Jack Daniels was the first American distillery, but I don't know how true that is.
The OFC distillery was built in 1869, so Jack Daniels is, yeah, they're a little behind.
Right. I mean, it's all up in the air. No one can prove anything, so everyone's claiming to be the first distillery in America, which they can't prove anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess like with Buffalo Trace, like their what would be Jack Daniels is freaking Benchmark 8 or H&H. So,
Right.
and that stuff's pretty available.
The ancient age.
Well, just Ancient Age, I guess. You know,
Oh, yeah.
not 10-star H&H. Freaking kind of hard to get for something that's supposed to be an everyday shelfer.
Yeah, it definitely is.
All right, buddy, let's hop into opening these and kind of getting into it, because
All right.
I think our Jack Daniels review was forever ago on our YouTube page.
Yeah, if you guys want to check that out, that's on our YouTube page, youtube.com/whiskey warehouse. And if you guys just want the audio of this, I'll put several links to different, Spotify, Apple, Anchor, all that stuff in the description. So just check that out, because you can't have YouTube running in the background unless you have YouTube Red, which I'm sure not a lot of people do.
Don't have that.
Yeah, I don't either.
I was planning on doing some like ASMR on this and like, hearing the crack, but with this noise suppression tool that's on,
Yeah.
it would never pick it up. So Oh
No, it
well,
would,
and I don't think that it's loud enough that it would matter.
no. Might be able to hear the pour of it, but that's about
I
it.
could hear yours just fine.
Oh, huh.
I can hear everything that's going on. Can you hear the keys clicking, Nick? I'm doing stuff.
I cannot.
Interesting. Maybe you don't have your noise suppression on.
What do you mean?
Okay. Well, mine has like a noise suppression thing, like where your voice connected button is. There's like a thing over there that says noise suppression. It's right next to like disconnect. It's those lines that look all weird, and it'll say noise suppression powered by Crisp. If you
What
click that, it'll tell you if your noise suppression is on or not
on
on the
Discord?
dashboard. Yeah.
Okay. So hold on a minute.
I mean, well, we're figuring everything out here, guys, with
Right, yeah, we're
how
new
all
to
this stuff
this.
works.
We just want to have the best. I mean,
Big shout out to. Yeah, go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say big shout out to why this invalid. Our seems to be our biggest fan on YouTube. Listens to all
Yeah.
of our stuff, checks out all our reviews, comments pretty frequently. So we appreciate you, man. It's awesome that you're down in Florida and doing your thing and having the time to listen to this.
Oh yeah, dude, he's the man. So did you go to user settings to do that?
No, dude, it's like so you see where it's general and then it shows Craig's on here and then
Oh
my
yeah.
name and Whiskey Warehouse and then it says voice connected.
Mine doesn't say voice.
I don't think it's gonna matter, dude.
All right, whatever. We'll figure it out some other time.
Fuck it. Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. So the first thing I'm gonna say about this is it smells pretty good, Nick. It's got a nice color. Like it's not terrible.
No, it's just like a light caramel color. Just those, typical banana peanut butter notes on there. Typical Jack.
It smells good, Like obviously, like
It doesn't smell
this
bad.
used to be a poor man's drink. No. Honestly, it reminds me a lot of like a hairspray or like a nail polish remover.
Hmm.
But I think that's like the alcohol tones mixing with the banana.
I can see that a lot, and the charcoal filtering probably has to do with that too. Yeah, dude, it smells like straight up nail polish. Not that you said that.
Yeah. Color isn't terrible. I mean, it's light. It's very light. Legs aren't bad either. They come down pretty thick and quick. For 80 proof, right? 80 proof whiskey, like not the worst whiskey that you can find at 80 proof, but it does suck. And it's mainly because it doesn't stack up to bourbon.
Dude, it really doesn't. It's just
Like
it needs more aged, and it's just there's unpleasant notes on there that are in the wrong places. It's not a burn; they're just weird. There's weird notes in the background. I haven't tried it yet, but that's from my experience last time having it.
well, let's get into it, man, and then we can talk about it. I feel like we're really stiff right now.
All right,
We need to loosen up a little bit. Fire from the hip.
I think you're right. Cheers.
All right, cheers, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, the beginning tastes to me kind of harsh for 80 proof, but then the banana and the nutty notes kind of kick in and save it at the end there.
Yeah, it's kind of like eating like a rotten peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Right.
But
It almost tastes
I
like
do enjoy the
charred
banana
but
flavor.
yeah, that's kind of
Yeah, I could see it.
that's definitely not typical in a whiskey.
No, and it's like, I mean, that's Jack Daniel's calling card is that if you taste a product and it tastes like straight up bananas, it's Jack Daniel's most likely.
Does Gentleman
I don't
Jack
think I've
taste
had
like that too?
We'll find out in a minute. I know it
Okay.
has like some banana, but not as, I don't think it's as strong or as harsh. Gentleman Jack is 80 proof as well.
Really? I thought it was 90.
But it's also the no, I would have thought 86. Like, it's so weird that like whiskeys fluctuate, and we've had so many that I think that it just everything just kind of runs together.
Yeah, definitely.
Second taste, I mean the Glencairn smells really good to me. It smells good. Like now that alcohol's like had a chance to run up the side and go back down, and you're smelling more of the barrel, and you're getting more like brown sugar and oak. It smells a lot better now.
I mean, it doesn't smell bad at all. It's got a decent nose
Nah,
to
it's
it.
just, I mean, for the price, like what is it, 18, $19 a bottle? You kind of expect a little bit more.
No, dude, it's like over 20.
Is it really? When the hell
Yeah.
did Jack get so expensive? Because it
I
wasn't
mean,
before. Like I remember when we were growing up, Jack was a cheap drink.
right? Yeah, but now, I mean, they know that everybody drinks Jack. Mostly to mix because it's, like I said, it's very underwhelming drinking it straight, and people will buy it, so they jack up the price a little bit each year, and they don't really notice, I don't think.
All right, so a 750 of Jack should run anywhere between $17.99 and $24.99, and I'm pretty sure in the state of Ohio we are at the high end.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right.
Now, what I was looking for, I typed this in online, was to see a history of the Jack Daniels pricing to see where it's been over like the whole course of our lives.
Right.
But I don't know if that's like data that's been put out there, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. But then again, the quality of Jack Daniels is kind of weird. It's gone down while the price goes up. From what I've
Yeah,
heard.
well, and that's a whole other thing.
Right.
Some bottles of Jack are like really tasty, and you're like, oh, that was actually pretty good. And then others, you're like, what the fuck am I drinking? Like, this does not taste like Jack at all. Seriously, like Jack has a signature taste where it has like a bite, and like I said, with the banana and stuff like that, like if you make a Jack and Coke, you know you're drinking a Jack and Coke.
Right.
There is
The-
no like if ands or buts about it. You have that bite from Jack. Versus like if I poured like Jim Beam, which by the way makes a terrible whiskey and Coke, like
Does it
terrible.
really?
It fizzes up weird. It's just disgusting, dude. I mean, it really does. Like I've done the Devil's Cut in there before too, and it was
Well,
just
that's
horrible.
yeah, that's
Like
too witty, man.
not well, it wasn't the wood, dude. It was literally like it made the Coke thicker, if that makes any sense. Like it just, and then like when you drink it, it fizzes up really bad in your mouth. It just does not make a good cocktail.
Hmm.
Like if it's like that old fashioned that we had at freaking Jack's wedding that I let you try. I'm pretty sure I let you try it. It
I
tasted
had
like straight wood. It tasted like I was licking wood.
right. I mean, that's the problem with like low proof bourbons and whiskeys. Whenever you put ice or water and mix them at all, the only thing you get from it is oak, and that's not very. That's probably my most least desirable flavor in a bourbon or whiskey. I mean, it can be nice, like just hanging out in the background, but I don't like tasting nothing but oak. You know.
I mean, Jack, like I said, has a signature like, and I'm gonna keep saying this. It's bite when you have a Jack and Coke. The first sip, you're like, oh man, that is definitely Jack. There's nothing like it. Like even if you were to pour, like my brother when he came back from his deployment was big into Evan Williams and Coke.
Yeah.
Evan Williams and Coke is pretty good, but they do not have the same flavor. Like when you take that initial sip, it kind of like it's a lot smoother, I would say. And people in the whiskey community hate that word, Nick. They hate the word smooth
They do.
because
They do.
they say it's like it's
A
the
cop
most
out.
overused word. Yeah, it's like, oh, that's like a good way of saying it's good. It's an
Right.
overused thing of saying it's good, and that anybody can drink it. Like, okay, cool. Like, I don't care if you use it or not, but like, if something's smoother and it genuinely is like easier to drink, why not say it?
I mean, I don't have a problem saying it. I mean, it's smoother, it's well rounded. It means it's not, spiky or, you know, a smoother whiskey's a
It's not
better
gonna like
whiskey.
in general, yeah, you would think. But some people are like, oh, that yeah, it's smooth because it's low proof or whatever. Who gives a shit?
Well,
Like,
that's not
drink
the
it.
case. That's not the case either because even ECBP, it might go down a little hot, but the finish is smooth.
Yeah, for sure. It's just I think it depends on what your definition of smooth is. Like, is it the
Right.
same as mine? Probably not.
Yeah, you're right. It's different to everybody.
Again, this smells kind of brown sugary, like brown sugar and bananas. I'm just
I
gonna
got.
keep diving into it. I mean, I dumped the whole bottle in, so
Hmm. Not a fifth. He's got a
mm-mm.
sample bottle.
No, the whole mini bottle.
Right. I got a little
How,
ice water
how
here I'm
much
going
is
to
in
put
this?
in there and see what happens.
50 milliliters. That's what I dumped in.
Yeah.
A pour.
Right. Yeah. Is that an
Yeah,
ounce?
I don't even know, dude. I think it might be a little bit more.
Okay. So I
Let's
poured
find
a
out.
little water in mine, and on the nose, the banana like jumped out of the glass.
Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah.
1 ounce is 29 milliliters.
Okay.
So
So
it's just over. It's like an ounce and a half.
okay.
So not terrible.
No. But yeah, that water killed all the good flavors. I mean, it made the banana jump out
Yeah.
on the nose. It's nothing but that nasty
I mean,
charcoal oak unpleasantness
yeah.
now.
Well, typically, when you do water, you just want to take a dropper and put like 3 in, and then you're done.
What I usually do is a
Like
capful.
that's the most. Yeah. See, that's
Yeah.
even like too much by what like most whiskey enthusiasts would add.
Yeah.
Like when I was at Ragged Branch, they were like, "Oh yeah, like take the eyedropper, drop 3 in at most, and see how much it changes your stuff." Like they're like, some people don't add it, some people will add 1. Some most I've ever seen is 3. So, and I guess that creates like a really good thing. I don't know how much truth is in that. Like a cold drink puts off more flavor to me than a hot drink. It's like if you
Really?
chilled your whiskey before you drank it. Yeah. I mean, it just depends on the day, I guess, like, or what you're drinking. Cause some things, like, they taste a lot better when they're cold.
Well, that's
Like,
true.
imagine
But
a semi cold, like a chilled ECBP. Think of how easy that would go down, Nick.
well, yeah,
It'd
because you're not
be,
getting out
uh,
like most of the flavors and the harshness on it. The chill
yeah,
does
well,
like
you,
help it easier to drink.
yeah, you'll still get the flavors and stuff like that, but you're not going to get the heat that's going to, like, cripple you as it's going down.
Right. That's why
Like
everybody
if you're
freezes
somebody who
their
likes
fireball.
lower proof whiskeys, that everyone what?
That's why everybody freezes their fireball whiskey. They don't want that burn. Just
Oh,
a cinnamon.
it's syrup, dude.
Yeah, I know
It's
it gets
syrup.
really thick. But the main reason why Jack Daniels is so popular is just because of marketing, man. That's all it is.
Oh yeah, well, it's in every country song that's like on mainstream radio.
The
Um,
number one celebrity responsible is Frank Sinatra. He was actually buried with a bottle of
yeah,
it.
Sinatra Select comes out every year.
Right. I've heard that's pretty good, actually.
Um, it is.
Heard
I've
good
had it.
things. Yeah?
My buddy Brad that I was staying with when I was in Virginia. He uh he got a bottle 1 year for Christmas from his ex-wife, and it was pretty good. It was like a more flavorful Jack Daniels, and I think it's a higher proof. I want to say 100. Jack
Yeah,
Daniels, by the way, I don't know if you saw, just came out with a bottled in bond.
really. I'm interested.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they haven't done
I would
more like
imagine we're gonna see
experimental
it.
stuff.
Well, I mean, they've got all that like, I mean, their main flagship is that freaking
I
handle
know,
of Jack.
right?
Like my buddy calls it a Thor's hammer. That's like their big thing. Um,
Oh,
but like, I mean, a lot of bourbon drinkers now are saying that the Jack Daniel's single barrels are amazing, and you have to buy them. Like the uncut Jack Daniel's is supposedly like one of the best whiskeys on the market, and
like,
nobody buys it. So it's like there's no way it
what do you
can't
mean
be that good.
by uncut? Just a single barrel?
It's a single barrel proof. Like
Okay.
there's nothing. There's no adjustment to it. They literally poured it right from the barrel. They didn't cut it down, and they freaking. It's a single barrel. It's supposed to be really good.
Well, next time I'm looking for a
And they
bottle, I
said
might pick that
they
up.
say it's like yeah, they said it's like a super good Jack Daniels. Like they said all the flavor of like the regular one is there, but it's got more depth to it, which you would expect because they're not watering it down to 80 proof.
Yeah. Barrel proofs are
And
just
I'm
better.
pretty sure they just had they had a barrel proof rye that just came out.
I know they have a
And it
rye.
won
I
a
didn't
bunch of
know they had
awards.
a. Huh.
Let's see here. There was one special one that just came out, and they were like, Jesus, this is good. Jack Daniel's Single Barrel 2020 Special Release Barrel Proof Rye.
Dude, barrel proof
70%
ryes
rye,
are really good.
18% corn, 12% malted barley.
Hmm.
5 to 6 years old, 130.8 proof. MSRP is $65.
That's not bad. You know.
No, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, that's what you'd expect from a barrel proof item.
That's pretty. That's pretty high, dude. 130.
Bottle, bar, or bust. Let's see here. If you find this and don't buy a bottle, I'm coming to your house and we're gonna have a talk. So a lot of the stuff like that's coming out in these single barrel expressions, Nick, like highly rated from a lot of bourbon drinkers. I see it all the time in my bourbon groups. They're like, dude, this stuff is amazing. You guys got to try this. And then someone's going out and buying a bottle and they're saying the same thing. It's kind of like what happened with that Glenfiddich that I bought with the
Yeah.
bourbon barrel 14 year.
Hmm.
A lot of people are buying that now, and it's getting more and more popular in the bourbon groups. You're seeing it more and more. So it's one of those things like people jump on it, they say it's good. Maybe it's some little misdirection though. Like, what if they're buying it and then they're like, people are gonna start getting this shit, and we're gonna jump back on the Buffalo Trace train here soon, yeah, boys. you know,
And damn taters.
fucking tater.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are just like nothing but Buffalo Trace. Love their stuff. Favorite distillery, but I mean, there's other bourbon out there, you know. Really
Yeah,
good
for sure.
stuff
I mean, I
too.
think Buffalo Trace is everybody's favorite distillery, Nick.
Yeah,
It's literally got something for everybody.
it does. If you can find it.
Do you hear this?
I heard something. Yeah.
I just poured Jack Daniel's Gentleman Jack double mellowed Tennessee whiskey.
Man, I haven't had that since our first golf outing, and Kyle brought a fifth of it. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit fucked me up, dude.
It was good though.
I mean, it was,
It was
but
good at the time.
right. Yeah.
We've grown since then. Nick,
Yeah.
regular Jack Daniels is mellowed once through 10 feet of charcoal.
It's a
Now
lot
the
of fun.
difference is this is double. Yeah, 10 feet is a lot. It's if you've ever had the chance to look at it, it's a tube that they run it through. So
Okay.
it's like a plastic tube. You can see all the charcoal in there. They run it through it, and then I forget how many different things that they run through that 10 feet, but then they'll change it and they'll get more charcoal and then they'll run it through again and they keep running it through. What would be a good idea for Jack Daniels to do is to burn their barrels and turn those into charcoal. And that way you're getting more Jack Daniel's flavor from what's already in the barrel.
That's a good idea.
Ooh.
That's a good experimental thing, but they're not... big
right,
distilleries aren't
right
that
off the bat,
big
Nick?
into experimental stuff.
No, they should be. They should be willing to venture out more. They have more money to play with.
Jameson does. That's like the
Like
only one
Buffalo
I can
Trace
think
is
of.
doing it. Buffalo Trace does like experimental whiskeys, and they release them all the time. You just have to be in the right place at the right time to get them. And I don't
Right.
think they release them in Ohio. Which, surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Right next to the place where we can't get
Right.
anything.
Yep. So right off the bat with the Jack Daniel's Gentleman Jack, a more complex nose right off the bat. It's more like of a dark brown sugar. You do get like a little bit heavier of a banana, so I'm imagining that the charcoal does do that. And then it doesn't smell like the alcohol-y version of the old number 7.
So the only difference between those two is that there's 2 layers of charcoal versus 1?
Yeah, it's double mellowed. I don't even
Okay.
think I don't think it's older or anything like that.
No, I doubt it.
I mean, we can always look that up. That's the beauty of this podcast thing, is we can just, stop and look at it and be like, okay, let's look this up real quick. I'll do it.
Go
I
for
wonder
it.
if it is.
I feel like it's the same age. Maybe a little more, if any. But I don't think they would... Because that's a big seller, too. Gentleman Jack is huge. I mean, that's probably their best seller right after just regular old Jack. It says here in the bottle...
So according...
Go ahead.
What's up?
No, go ahead. I
It
was just
says, according to some sources... I got you, Nick. Gentleman Jack is aged longer than the regular Jack Daniels, but as Jack Daniels is aged until the distillers are happy with it, it is difficult to define an age. So there is no age. It'll never be age stated.
There's not even a range?
I didn't get that.
Siri, shut up. I'm not talking to you.
Old number. Jack Daniels is normally aged 5.5 to 6 years. Certainly never less than 5. So we would imagine probably around 8 years on the Gentleman Jack.
Okay.
Does not say any kind of range for Gentleman Jack. It just says that regular Jack is aged that long.
I'm surprised it's even aged that long. I thought it was like 3 to 4.
I mean, dude, that's probably why the single barrels and the barrel proofs are so good, is because they are aged to like a decent spot instead of being like 3 years. That's where I would put it. 3 years.
Right. Yeah. It does not taste like a 6-year-old whiskey.
No, God, no. It doesn't have like the depth or like anything like that. It probably like some of the stuff gets filtered out through the charcoal.
Yeah. But then again, that Uncle Nearest, that stuff was fire. That stuff was good. And that does the same
the only
process.
thing I notice that's like a whole different thing. They're sourced, believed to be Jack Daniels that provides them with the whiskey. Not exactly sure. But I think that their whiskey that they're pulling from Jack Daniels is older. I would imagine it has to be like a 10 or 12 year. And they're also bottling at higher proofs, around 100.
True.
We have the Uncle Nearest small batch here. We have to review that. That does not taste as good as that one that they sent us. That one that they sent us was caramel bomb.
They're like 1854, something like that.
I think it's 1856, and we have Cassandra and I have like 1850 or 1870 something or something like that. It's not as good.
Is that
it
the
is
white
nowhere
label?
near as good. Yeah, it is the white label.
Okay, because there's a white and there's a black label. The black label is really good.
There's a green label too, but you have to order that when it comes out directly from the distillery, and we can't get it because they do not send it here.
Is that a rye?
I cannot remember exactly what it is. I do not think so, though. I think it's like a certain age where it's like 10, 15 years or something like that. It's something stupid.
Oh wow.
I mean, we can always look. Look, the beauty of this show, like I said, is that we literally have the internet at our fingertips. Find out what it is. The one thing that I wanted to say, though, real quick, Nick, is that there is no flavor difference besides the fact that it goes down smoother for the Gentleman Jack.
Really? So same notes?
It's almost exactly the same. It's basically water, which sucks because it's like, I want to have the good stuff.
Yeah.
If it's going to be between this or, huh? Yeah, exactly. It is the same. Like it tastes exactly the same, except for there's less of a like alcohol-y bite.
Okay, so it's a touch.
It has the same banana. Like it's a basically water, dude.
I mean, it is 80 proof.
So we have a 1884 small batch for the Uncle Nearest. I know we're hopping back and forth, guys. Take it easy. Did you catch that, Nick? Nick?
Yeah, I'm looking on their site right now. They have.
Oh shit! I think we lost Nick.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, 1884 small batch, 1856 premium aged. Yeah, I can hear you, Nick. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, and then they have an 1820 single barrel. But every year they come out with one that's like a very special one. I don't know where to find out what that is.
Yeah, I only see 3.
Let's see. Nope, it's not listed on their website. They have more. They have a lot more. Every year they come out. Let's see if there's something in the press release. Oh, jeez. They have so much shit because they're publishing every article that they can find.
They don't even have a picture of the 1820 stuff. Is that the one that you're talking about with the green label?
I see it right here. Yeah. Single barrel 1820. They have a weird bottle that I'm seeing in their press release area. It's cylindrical instead of being like that square bottle.
Oh,
or it looks
I've
that
seen
way.
that
Maybe it's
before.
not. It might be an optical illusion. I can't really tell.
I feel like I've seen that in stores before.
No, it's definitely a circle, and it's an Uncle Nearest product.
A circle?
I think it's an optical illusion. I can't really tell based off from the picture because the background's kind of dark. Like it looks like it's a circle, but it might not be. We'll never know.
What are you talking about? The 1820?
I can't tell what it is, Nick, because if I click on it, it takes me to a video, and I don't want to watch the video.
All right, yeah. But I feel like I've seen that 1820 before.
The downfall of internet. So if you want to get into that, that's like a whole nother thing. It's kind of cool. We're bringing up Uncle Nearest with Jack Daniels because Uncle Nearest is, the whole history behind that is that Nearest Green was the slave who taught Jack Daniels how to distill and make whiskey.
Exactly.
So I guess things kind of come together for this show. I don't think that was intentional at all, but it kind of comes full circle.
Yeah, we should probably try to do that more often.
Like in the back of our heads. Uncle Nearest. What, circle back?
No, we should do that.
Like hey, we're going on this long rant somewhere else.
This actually makes sense.
Fuck it. I mean,
it's related. Thing on
that's kind of weird that happened though.
For a while.
The last one, yeah. I mean, people like to hear a good rant. Fuck the guys that take all the good stuff.
Right. Yeah, I don't feel like writing.
Honestly, if you want to get into a rant really quick, buddy. If we want to get into a rant, we can talk about OHLQ and their bottle lotteries.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If you win one in the year, You should not be able to enter another bottle lottery.
I agree.
Period.
But that's not the case.
Nick, there's a whole nother thing that just happened, and I've entered every one that we're able to enter, and I have not won shit. And other people are like, "Oh, I just won my third bottle." Like, okay, fuck you guys.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, no, and there's like a lot of people are like literally the same people are on here every time. Like, how is that possible? There's no way that that happens. They must have connections at OHLQ where they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll get you guys that stuff."
They have to.
For sure. I mean, I've gone through the list too, and I've seen some of the same names. It's like, how? How? I haven't gotten pulled once. You're going to tell me that you win every time? There's no way.
Yeah, dude. They got connections.
And that
for
concludes today's rant on Whiskey Warehouse. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, you know, I don't want us to be known as the Rant Podcast. I want us to be known for our whiskey knowledge.
Right. Right.
We got a lot. I don't think we really showcase that here. Probably could.
Yep. I mean, we could.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I mean, just look at our Instagram and you'll kind of see the magnitude of what we got, you know, at Whiskey Warehouse.
Okay, Nick, are you ready for this?
What?
Jack Daniel's mash bill. 80% corn, 12% barley, 8% rye.
That's a fuckload of corn, man.
I mean, that's what is anything above 50% is bourbon, so.
Right. I mean, most bourbons are like, I don't know, like 60, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, 80, that's a lot.
Kentucky straight bourbon. It is. 60 and 80% for most bourbons.
60 to 60.
So I guess, I mean, you're kind of like, 60 to 80, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Woodford Reserve uses about 75% corn, some barley, and then some rye.
This isn't something I could drink on all night, man.
Well, I don't think that Jack Daniels is meant to be drank on all night, Nick. At least, like, sipped on. It's a mixer, and it's for shots and college kids.
Yeah,
college kids love Jack Daniels, Nick. Like, most older people don't really... I don't really know that I've seen Jack Daniels sitting on, like, older people's shelves. Well, I think in the younger crowd, Jack is, like, where it's at.
Well, in the older crowd, it's huge, too. Because David, Sarah's dad, is like, yeah, there's nothing better than Jack Daniels. So I'm like, dude, Jack Daniels is shit.
Oh,
it's so much
there's much better things than Jack Daniels.
I think
for sure. Like, way farther ahead.
I think I told you this, but I gave Sarah a blind taste of Jack Daniels, and she got, like, offended.
Yeah.
She's like, what is that? Like, and I was like, that's Jack Daniels.
It's water, dude.
Gross. Yeah.
I mean, it's not the worst thing. Like, there are worse things to drink out there, but it's not as good as, like, the sales would like put up there. I would, if I had to rewrite the distribution of sales from like number 1 to 5, I would say Evan Williams would have to be number 1, based off from flavor and availability, and also price. Price is the number 1 spot. Why I would put Evan Williams as the number 1, because the quality is there and the price is super low. Yeah, like, you can't beat that. And then, like, their single barrel is $30. Like, dude, come on.
I know.
Freaking Blanton's is $65 at the freaking distillery. $65 at the distillery, like almost $70 in the state of Ohio after tax.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude.
Evan Williams does not get the love that it deserves. Next up would probably be like Early Times. You know, like, even their bib is, I think it's a little bit more expensive than Jack Daniels, but at the same time,
actually,
I mean, it's not horrible.
It's cheaper. It's like $20. Well, it's about the same, actually. It ranges from 18 to 25.
Dude, I get, Nick, a 750 of Evan Williams bib is $15.
I know, dude. That's incredible.
It is cheaper than Yeah, it's cheaper than early times.
I mean,
You got to think of that. Like, dude, how is this beautiful, like, tasty, delicious whiskey $15 a bottle?
Listen,
it doesn't
guys,
make sense. Does not.
If you want like the best whiskey for the money, Everyone's Bottled and Bond and the white label is where you want to go. It's tasty.
We might be like dick riders on that.
100 proof. I mean, that's true though, man. If you want a tasty whiskey,
how can
cheap,
you not
tasty
be?
whiskey? I mean, you're not going to find anything better than that, really, for the money.
Every day of the week, dude. Oh my god! And then like that handle is like $21, $23 for the big, huge ass bottle.
That's as much as Ancient Age, man.
Yeah, so that would be number 3. Like Ancient Age and Benchmark 8 would be 3 and 4. Boom, right there. And I don't even think that Jack Daniels would make the list because honestly, if I had to choose, Nick, Jim Beam over Jack Daniels any day of the week.
I agree.
But if it really came down to it, and we're gonna go with value, it would go to Old Granddad Bottled and Bond because that stuff is delicious and it's $20 a bottle.
Yeah, I haven't had that in a while. Their regular stuff tastes like ass.
I haven't had it. Don't want to. I've heard it tastes like varnish.
It is disgusting. Me and Trent tried it, and dude, we can't fucking drink this. It was so awful. That'd be a good review.
I'm sure. We should. I mean, we kind of have to because we get a lot of our views on like the lower end stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed.
If we continue to do, it's all our lower end stuff is our most watched shit, Nick.
Oh, I know. I agree. Yep. But I don't know if you noticed, but only 4 out of the 10 on the top 10 best-selling whiskeys is made in America. It's kind of fucked up.
That is wild. That's wild. All right, our most popular video, which we knew this would happen, is Ritual Zero Proof Alternative Whiskey. The most garbage thing that we've ever tried in our life.
Tobacco spit.
Number 2 goes, oh, dude, I can't believe I forgot this.
What?
Jesus, shoot me in the head, dude. Freaking Ezra Brooks, 90 proof. That shit is delicious and it is dirt cheap. Like, okay, move that to number 2. Okay? Move that to number 2 because the freaking the price on that and then like the flavor, oh my god. Like how can anybody feel like that's gross whiskey? Like that should be off the shelf immediately.
And the 99
video number 3. I remember it was very tasty. I don't know if there's that much of a jump though between the 90 and the 99. I think the only thing that really stood out to me was the burn that went down. The flavor was all still there.
I'd have to try
Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve at 1.1 thousand views. So 1,100 people have watched Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve 100 proof review.
Well, that was your first review.
And yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Right.
Infinity Bottle is at 1.1. Buchanan Buffalo Trace Soap Review is at 1,000 views. Cherry Bounce is at 948. And this is like all like stuff that people would be like, oh, I'm kind of interested in that. That's entry level whiskey. Jefferson's Oceans, that one I'm kind of surprised is actually up there. But like Pot Still, that one's very basic.
Yeah, the Pot Still, that surprised me too.
Like, and all the whiskeys that are towards the top are like entry level stuff. So Screwball, Redwood Empire, that's the entry level whiskey for, what's it called? Redwood Empire or whatever the fuck it is. I can't remember what their shit is.
Pipe Dream.
Yeah.
It's California bourbon.
Yeah. Battle of the Bonds. Like, people want to see Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. They want to see how these bonds stack up against each other. Slow and Low Rock and Rye at 564. Like, these are just bullshit whiskeys that everybody's like, ooh, I wonder how that tastes. I kind of want to get into whiskey. Let's try it. Like, that's where you find your niche at. That's where it's like, okay, like these guys seem to know what they're talking about. They have a lot of reviews. And they seem to like good whiskeys. You know, maybe I'll try that. I thought for sure Old Tub would get more. We're at 304 on Old Tub.
You sound kind of muddled.
I am talking directly into the microphone, my friend.
Okay, you sound a lot better now. I don't know what you did, but it's all good.
Maybe I was like up here or something. I don't know. Does this sound different? Does this sound sensual, Nick?
It does sound sensual.
This podcast sucks.
It really does, dude. So we got a total of we got a total of 11 views on our last one.
I mean, that'll grow with time. The more people we
Right.
get, they'll be like, "Oh, let's check out the first podcast." Imagine if we get big. That's like the big thing. Like even if you go back and watch like Joe Rogan's first podcast, and I know you're not a big Joe Rogan guy, but you watch the first one, it fucking sucked. It was like until he was like 115 episodes in that he finally got it down. And it's like, holy shit. Well, at least now with freaking Discord being able to host our podcast and put it out and Anchor sponsoring it for free, like we have time to play around with this and put more than, 12 podcasts out. I don't even know how many we put out for sure, but I know it wasn't that much.
It was.
But we were still paying for it every month. Yeah, we got some like little gigs. Like, look, we were paying for some extra stuff and kind of, I don't know if it was worth it in the end. It was nice to be able to put our theme song directly in and just do it all live. But at the same time, it's like it doesn't add up to, getting a free podcast.
Right. I mean, you can do the same thing with Anchor. So.
Yeah. We got to figure everything out. I know that I have the song saved on my phone.
Okay.
So maybe I'll just shoot you the song in an email, and then we'll just figure out how to do the what's it called? I know I can do it, but I just have to have the topic picked out for what it's going to be, like a couple days beforehand, so I can do it so I can do the intro, or I could just make a standard intro like "Welcome to the Whiskey Warehouse Podcast," and if we get like an Anchor thing with I know you said you wanted to put like a commercial in there.
Well, I did.
Did we make that happen?
I recorded it, but I'm gonna wait until we get more viewers because I don't want to turn people off because it's right at the beginning. And I don't know if it's just me, but I don't want to get into a new podcast if there's like the first thing I hear is like an ad,
For sure.
Yeah,
hey,
so
Nick, how long have we been doing this, buddy?
Dude, I have no idea. Do you remember when we started?
I have no idea. Let's see, because if we go
like 4:30.
Okay, so we got like 10 minutes of time to fill.
Right.
Allow me to grab my guitar and plug it in and just play these people out, dude. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be terrible.
So what are you up to this weekend? You said you were camping, right?
Yeah, we're camping tomorrow. We're going for just the day. We're gonna go up there, I think around 3:00 in the afternoon, and then spend the night, and then come home. We're thinking about bringing an air conditioner because we have these little windows that are on the tent, and they sit on the ground floor. I think I might bring an air conditioner or two along and just throw it in there and do some glamping.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot. Yeah, I've done that before. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Cassandra. I was like, it's gonna be 80, 88 degrees tomorrow, and like Elijah's little, and it's gonna be hard for him to be out there in the sun and not have a place to cool down and go to sleep and like feel comfortable. So if we take an air conditioner along, like I think that he would be okay because of how you were saying that it did help keep the tent cool, but not too cool.
Right. Yeah.
So if I can keep it like semi warm, it's like or cool enough in there that it's like okay, like we can escape some heat for a little bit, like that would be awesome. Because with tents, like you can, if you put it in there and you seal it up good, you can have like really good air in there because cold air sits on the ground, warm air rises.
Yep.
It's harder to keep a tent warm than it is to keep it cold. So a couple fans, like I'll bring probably 2 fans in there, and then we're bringing the air mattresses. I might have Lila sleep on the ground because last time that the air mattress that we were sleeping on was terrible. Like, dude, I didn't have anywhere to sleep. If Cassandra's on like the queen with Elijah, then I know he's gonna sleep, and then like I'll be on like a twin size mattress on the ground, like no problem.
Right. And
I mean, I love camping, and we want to get a camper soon.
Yeah, Sarah wants one too, but I can't do that shit when it's like so goddamn hot. I can't sleep.
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, freaking pop-up camper with an air conditioning on the top. We did that with D-Guard last time I went up to Caesars Creek, and it was dope. Like, we got in that thing, and it was 68 degrees inside the camper.
Damn, that's nice.
Yeah, and it was like 87, 88 outside, so it was fucking hot out. And then we'd step inside the camper, and it'd be super cold, and it was nice. So, I mean, if you get like a pop-up, I know you're saying that you wouldn't be able to get a camper unless you like got one that would fit in your backyard or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Because of the storage.
To put it. Yeah.
Like, yeah, but like if you got a pop-up one, they're small enough like that you'd be able to either put it in your garage and like park out in the driveway, or you could shove it in like David's yard or something like that. Like it wouldn't take up much space.
Yeah. But
so,
yeah,
it's something to think about.
Yeah, definitely. We have that wedding to go to tomorrow, Dustin and Jake's.
Yeah.
It's gonna it's gonna be so hot. I'm wearing my suit. I'm an usher. And
oh Jesus.
It's gonna be hot as hell. Dude, the cicadas are getting worse. I don't know if this is a thing anywhere else, but here in like southern Ohio, every 17 years a huge swarm of cicadas hit us, and they're just everywhere. Mating season. It's bad, dude. And when I was mowing and weed eating today, and that's on the same frequency as like their mating call. So I got fucking swarmed.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, Nick.
No, it's not. Dude, they're huge, and when they hit you, it's like
where were you at?
Noise. I was at Westchester because we have tournament this weekend.
Yep.
It's really bad out there. I could not eat.
I took Cassandra's dad out there to look at him because I remember when we were driving out to Jack's wedding, like I was like, damn, there's a lot out here.
Yeah.
The difference between like Westchester and here is ridiculous because I haven't heard one since I've been here. Like we had them, we had shells everywhere, but like I have not seen a cicada flying around here. So it's like, when is this happening? Like, is this going to happen in our neighborhood? Like, I can't wait to mow the lawn and get fucking pestered with these freaking flying. They're giant flies, dude. That's all they are. They're disgusting.
Yeah, I hope they don't come around, but they're a lot worse the closer you get to downtown, and that's where Dustin's wedding is. It's in Eden Park.
Jesus. I'm so sorry, Nick.
I just hope
they're attracted to like certain trees, dude. That's what it is. Like there's trees that are out in Westchester that aren't out here. And when I drove out there with Cassandra's dad, we found a tree that there was probably thousands sitting on it, dude. It was disgusting.
Dude, there's billions.
Literally all the way up the tree. Yeah.
There's billions out right now.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like that much. That is a lot.
It's just a bunch of horny little guys trying to get laid, and then they die when they spread their seed.
They just scream until they fuck, and then they're done.
Exactly.
They're like, fuck me! And then some girl's like, okay.
Okay, now.
Yeah, it's like 5 seconds of consummation, and then they're like, all right, I'm going to go lay these eggs somewhere in the ground. Like, what the fuck? How do they, that's another thing. Like, how do these eggs get in the ground? Because I don't picture the cicadas crawling back in. It's like they die. So they're not crawling in the ground. Like, how are they getting so far down?
I think this is what happens. The males leave their egg on the female. I don't know how they reproduce or nothing, but they die. And then the female is buried in the ground. And I guess they lay their eggs and leave them there to grow under there or something for 17 years. And then they come back out, and then the whole process starts again.
Are you ready for the official answer to this, Nick?
What? Oh, you looked it up?
It says, yeah, the cicada nymphs hatch from their eggs in trees. Right?
Okay.
After a few days, the eggs fall to the earth and burrow underneath the ground, where they spend their lifetime tunneling through dirt I guess they hatch. That doesn't make sense. So they hatch after a couple days in the tree, and then they fall to the ground and burrow underground, where they spend their time tunneling through dirt and eating the sap from tree roots. The adult males lay their eggs in trees. What?
The adult what?
Oh, the adults. Sorry, hold on. The adults mate, lay their eggs in trees, and start the process all over again. So the eggs are in the trees, and then they hatch after a couple days. Then they fall to the ground, and then they dig it themselves in the ground for 17 years to sit down there and wait to freaking come up here. So they must be like tiny worms when they start.
Yeah. You cut out?
No, I'm here. I'm reading. Sorry.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like sounded like a cut in there. I don't know if you cut out on that.
It might have. I think my mic mutes itself after a minute. If it's quiet, I'm pretty sure it just cuts off.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But yeah, we can wrap it up.
So they're down there for a full 17 years, Nick. Sure.
Yeah,
okay.
dude.
I mean, we're talking about cicadas, pal.
Dude, I know. I remember the last time they were, came around. They were everywhere.
Yo, I remember them being way bigger.
Well,
like, I remember it being fucking huge. Have you ever seen an eastern cicada killer?
No. What the hell is that?
Look it up, dude. Look it up. It's a wasp.
Figured it was.
But they're fucking huge. Yeah, they're huge, dude. They're as big as a cicada, if not bigger. So they have a stinger that is just massive, and it supposedly hurts like a motherfucker when they sting you.
Let's see here. They're just as big as a cicada. Damn.
Yeah. So they fly around and eat cicadas. Like they just beat the shit out of them with their stingers.
Good.
But their stinger, like I saw one of their stingers when I was out in Virginia. It's a good, like, almost centimeter long. Which doesn't sound long, but then you think about it, it's that's a long fucking for a huge stinger. So what happens, I'm pretty sure, is that they lay their eggs inside the cicada.
Oh, really?
So they stab it with their stinger and then lay their egg and then freaking die or something like that.
That's brutal.
It's a really dude, honestly, it's terrifying looking. They are not aggressive towards people. They're supposed to be super nice, but unless you agitate them and try to fuck them up, then they'll get you. But for the most part, they're supposed to be really nice. And oh, dude, that one guy, Coyote Peterson, have you seen him where he does the sting challenge?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. I wonder if he did that.
He did.
He did?
Yeah.
Recently? Because
Jesus, he looks like he's in pain. It's on here. I see the thing and he's holding it and then he's like, ah.
I think the worst one that
there's a ton of pictures on.
Was the bullet ant.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the worst one that
he did I think that was the one that had I think he said that's the most painful sting on record or something like that.
On the pain index, yeah.
Dude, looking at these things, I would fucking hate to get stung by one because they're just huge. I'm glad that they're friendly because it would be terrifying seeing one of these things flying around you. You'd have to get a baseball bat to get this thing fucking killed.
Yeah, I've been tempted to just walk around Westchester and just fucking nail these cicadas, dude. They're so annoying.
Do it. Tennis racket. I mean, look, Nick, they just want to fuck. They're just like you and me. They just want to fuck. And then they want to go and die. So, they lead a good life, They have sex a couple thousand times before they die, and then they're dead. Sick.
Yeah.
Wow. This podcast sucks.
It sucks ass,
Let's
dude.
get out of here, Nick.
I feel bad for these suckers watching.
Yeah. Yeah, the people that listen to this have no lives.
But if you
these guys are just like me.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. But if you guys have any suggestions or feedback, I mean, we'd love to hear it. I mean, looking for new ways to make this a little better. It's kind of unprofessional, but that's kind of how we roll.
Yeah,
We're just working class
we're
guys.
looking for a producer. If you want to be a producer and write a script for us to follow so that we can hit wickets, go ahead and hit us up.
We can't.
We won't argue with it. We'll just do it. Yeah, we're not. You're not going to get paid. You'll do it as a fan favor to the show.
Hey, I'm down.
Buy some merch, guys. You like merch.
Oh, hey,
Everybody likes merch. Nick's got some cool stuff coming out.
Speaking of merch, yeah, I got this guy in Fiverr is making some stuff for us. I got 3 designs down. So Dylan, if you have any ideas at all, just shoot them to me and I'll mention it to my guy.
I have nothing, Nick. I told you everything that I thought of. You know what would be sick?
What?
My garage on a t-shirt that says Whiskey Warehouse on it.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
That would be
That's
cool.
not bad,
or
man.
like our set,
I have a picture of it.
Yeah, wouldn't that be sick?
That would be cool.
Like you just see freaking like my garage, black writing across the garage door that says Whiskey Warehouse. And then like the other thing would be the set that's just like where that gap is between.
Yeah.
Would say like would have our logo there or some shit like that. Or it just says Whiskey Warehouse all across the set. Damn. That would be sick. I feel like that'd be a hard one to do, but it would be sick.
It is. I think it's a little too complicated, too much stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's a good idea, though.
Pitch it on Fiverr, see what happens. What do you think? No, I don't have anything, dude. I can't think of shit like that's too creative.
Yeah, I'll try to come up with something. He came up with like 2 really good ideas, and then I came up with that one I told you about. I think it just says Whiskey Warehouse, subscribe today or something like that, and it has a cool little background on it. I'll send you the finals.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Let's hop off from here because I gotta go check on Cassandra, and then I gotta study a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Try to get these insurance things knocked out.
Sarah's blowing on my phone, so yeah.
No, I can't hear it.
Oh, you can't?
All right, get out of here, dude.
All right, good. All right, guys, tune in next week. Thanks for watching. Like I said before, if you have anything to say, feedback, comments, whatever, comment on YouTube or however you want to do it, Instagram, whatever.
If you want to join the Discord and be potentially able to listen to this live while it's happening, ask us for the link. We might send it to you.
Yes. Or I might just link
Bye.
you to
Have a beautiful
the
time.
YouTube video. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see you guys. Thanks for watching or listening. All right, Craig.
Bye.
Fuck off now. Oh, I gotta put it in the.
All right, Nick. I'll see you later, buddy.
All right. See you, bud. I gotta put in this command. All right, Craig. See you, buddy.